Hello YouTube, it's Team Endgame here, bringing you a deck breakdown of my Battle Sister deck that I took to the Team League 2014 Regionals in France. Get moving right along, we'll get straight into the trigger lineup where I have 8 crit, 4 draw and the 4 heal, with Lulu as my starter.
To be fair, it's a relief not seeing 12 crit in an Oracle deck.
Well, there's a reason for that, and it's the fact that the majority of my new Battle Sister cards require a special counterblast, so I need to try and have as many Battle Sisters as I can, which means I can't run 12 crit without having too many non-Battle Sisters. So I thought, may as well run the draw. I mean, you could run these stands, but why would you run Rainbow Triggers? Why would you run Rainbow Triggers?
Some decks don't have choices, Aaron.
I had actually considered, though, running the alternate healer triggers that could go back into the deck. Just because it's always good to heal more than 4 times, possibly, you know?
You enough. You enough.
And I've chosen Lulu as my starter because that's that plus that you get on the grade 3 or just to draw a card, no real reason. It's just a built-in luck bird, you know? Why not? It empties your soul so you can use soulless-based effects.
So annoying.
You do have Eclair, which is your grade 3 searcher. It is a Battle Sister, but in terms of on the field, there aren't any cards that require you to have Battle Sisters. They're all based on a special counterblast, not a field requirement. But it would always be nice to find the specific grade 3s that I'm looking for. Alternatively, you also have Waffle, which is at least 5k, so it's a decent boost from right from the beginning. But it uses a counterblast as well to do its skill, and most of my counterblast is kind of used in grade 3s. So not really an option in my eyes. Moving on to grade 1s, we have the usual 4 Perfect Guard, 4 Battle Sister Omelette, 3 Battle Sister Candy, and 3 Oracle Guardian Gemini. Now, Omelette is one of the key cards for the fact it's the only 7k Battle Sister that you have. And it's bloody annoying, because it's important to have 7k plus boosters for your mainly for your Vanguard, because you need to have that behind in that Vanguard space behind there. Yes, that's what I mean. Battle Sister Candy is probably one of the most versatile cards in the deck. It's a damage adder, so it can force you to limit break to get your skills off early, threaten the opponent. Amazing.
Well, in Aaron's case, it's still Counterblast 1 to draw a card, but... or Counterblast 1 temporarily to draw a card, let's say that.
But it's also the fact, because most of my cards are a special counterblast, I can damage add... I can counterblast to damage add with the non-Battle Sister in my damage zone to potentially get a Battle Sister and damage to then use my counterblast, which is amazing. And that happens so many times when I've used it to help me out tight spots. And Gemini is there basically because I need something that's 7k plus, and it helps to go against cross rides with 10k beat stick, which I have in my grade 2 lineup, which I'll get to in a minute. Alternatives that we have are Battle Sister Coco. When it's played, look at the top card of your deck and either put it back to the top or put it to the bottom. Issue with it is it's 6k. As I said, Omelette's the only one that's 7k plus. So it brings you problems in trying to boost your rear guard units if you were to use this.
It would have been alright if you didn't use the damage adder. But...
Yes, but I think the damage adder is way, way, way better. And the other card I was thinking of using was Emerald Witcher Lala, which would come out for take Gemini space. Now 7k, it's a good card. It can still boost the units that I'm looking for. It doesn't help with cross rides too much, only with my grade 3s. At least Gemini can help with my grade 2 beat stick. But the reason I saw it as a viable option is because if I'm using Lulu, I've got an empty soul anyway. It's just a viable way to ditch and draw and search my deck for stuff that I need.
Does it help hit numbers beyond the Vanguards, or don't you know what they're swinging for?
Well, yeah, as I said, I need 7k plus behind my Vanguard, so...
That's all you need. Yeah,
that's why I need to make sure I have as many as I can, but...
I always like them because you can put them in a column together as well. That's always fun.
That too. Grade 2s are 4 12k beat stick, yay! 3 10k beat stick, yay! And 4 Coquette, which is one of my special counterblasters. If it hits the Vanguard, I can counterblast 1 Battle Sister unit to look at the top card of my deck. If it is a Battle Sister, add it to my hand. If not, it goes back to the top, and I still have to use the counterblast, unlike the Magus stuff, which is free because it unflips, but good. But basically 12k, because it's just a 12k beat stick. They're so good. They just swing on their own, hit 11k Vanguard, great. 10k is a nice grade 2 rush card. It's a nice ride to stop any 9k rides with on hit effects, like Coquettes. It's, as I said, the 8k beat stick can go behind it to hit cross rides.
But you could also use it because as a ride, you know, you've got the Lulu thing in Seoul, so just, you know, you might not even hit the Vanguard, is always the worry, just in case you don't find boosters.
I guess so, but that early I'm not too worried about hitting. Most people don't guard anyway. From my personal experience, that is anyway, at least. In terms of different options, I personally see that 12k and the Coquette were vital on the deck, so the only space I saw was where the Tart is at the moment. So I've tried using Mocha, which is a battle sister, 11k swing if I have 4 or more cards in my hand. I only saw that viable to go in front of Lulu and just make a little Lulu column, but it gave me problems in terms of the rest of the deck and making columns.
I don't see why you took it out. Oh, it's because the ride. The ride was terrible. Riding an AK, but also you. Oh, that was big. That was why, because you had your old grade 3 lineup.
Yeah.
And they weren't 11. Because I liked the idea of putting Coco in there still, but
I've got that as the alternative. So
yeah, all right, but that's why we took it out of the 10k.
Different, right?
Yeah, that was it.
Obviously, as a free card tech, Tom is always an option.
Freaking Tom.
But
just play it right.
It was still the issue of I need to primarily focus on battle sisters. I can't have too many non-battle sisters in there. Most of that was already taken up by my triggers and grade 1 spaces, so I didn't want to push my luck and use Tom as well. For similar reasons, I didn't want to use Promise Daughter, which I still think is an amazing card. Discard to get 5k when you attack. Final push, just get that extra 5k out your opponent's hand that they might not have and potentially win the game. Mm-hmm. Also, as another one, I don't think Mike liked it, but it's a new card from the extra booster, Oracle Agent Royce. When it hits the Vanguards, I can counterblast 1 and look at the top 5 cards on my deck for a grade 3 or greater Oracle Think Tank. So it's a grade 3 searcher on grade 2, like on hit, instead of, you know, your usual grade 2.
That's a terrible card. I just saw the better options. I'd much prefer Promise.
Because basically there's only one specific Vanguard I'm really looking for because it's the main one of the deck. I mean, the backup's okay in certain circumstances, but I'd much rather find the main one I'm looking for.
It's because it counts +2 essential in this deck, which you'll find in a minute. But
yeah, that as well. But it is kind of a toss between because it's non-battle sister and that, I guess. And my grade 3s, the amazing battle sister Parfait and the not so good Monica. Despite the fact that Monica has some amazing plays sometimes, if you're really lucky. But that's the problem, you have to be lucky. But anyway, Parfait is basically the main card of the deck. At Limit Break, if you have 4 or more cards in your hand, she will get 3k and an extra skill. If it hits the Vanguard, draw a card. No cost, draw a card, which is amazing. Which is why having the damage adder to push you to Limit Break before your opponent, so they're in that position where they can't really guard it, you just draw a card for no reason. And the fact it's continuous on drive check, if you hit 4 cards in hand, you also gain the 3k bonus as well. But its secondary skill, which can be activated pre-Limit Break, is Counterblast 2 Battle Sisters. If you have 3 or less cards in hand, draw a card. So I'll get onto like ways to play with it in the combo section. But moving on to Monica, it's a Persona Blast Limit Breaker. Counterblast 1 and discard her. Look at the top 5 cards, add any 2 to your hand, and put the rest on the bottom in any order. Which
realistically is pretty bleh, but the only reason we use it...
There's several reasons. One, it's an 11k base.
That's the only reason in my eyes. That's literally the only reason.
And 2, I've had it a few times where I've ridden it and the stupid thing happens of, okay, Persona Blast, look at the top 5. Oh, there's another copy of her. Cool, add it. Do the skill again, look at the top 5. Oh, there's another copy of her. Do it again. It's just massive hand advantage from that point. Taking grade 3s out the deck, it's stupid, really.
And then damage adding and shuffling.
And its second skill is Counterblast 2 Battle Sisters to get 5k, which is a bit bleh. But that's one of the other downsides of her, is that she can't hit past 21 without using that skill. Whereas Parfait, as long as you're at Limit Break, you have the extra 3k to hit past, which is why it's vital to have 7+ behind it, because it's 14 at Limit Break if you have 4 more cards in hand, plus the 7/8 or whatever, it's 21, 22, which is just what you need to pressure your opponent to make sure you don't draw that card.
Well, it's just annoying you have to run it at 4 because it's a Persona Blast. If we didn't, I would have still chucked in the 2 Coco and been like, yeah!
Coco.
You and your Coco!
May as well get rid of it now. Alternatives would have been Coco. This was mainly Mike's idea, so...
Yeah, well, I see... The thing is, I see Coco is it's a very powerful ride, but it's only something you'd really want to get off once. It's not something you want to re-ride. So I do things by rule of 6 a lot of the time. So it's 4 of the Parfait and your 2 backup Vanguards and the 2... Hence you see a lot of 4-2-2s out there in decks. I think we will unconsciously look at it that way. But unfortunately, because you have to run the Persona Blaster, you have to take out the Coco and you have to limit the amount of non-battle sisters there. And I think we had a number in our heads of how many we have to have as non-battle sisters, so...
Pretty much have to stick to that.
That's right, yeah.
So going back to Battle Sister cards, Fromage. 10k base always turned us away because it's just
that wasn't the problem.
Pretty.
It's the latter part.
Which bit are you referring to?
The counterblast cost, maybe?
No, that's not the bit that worries me.
Oh, the amount of battle.
The skill is counterblast free. If you have 4 or more Battle Sister rear guards, draw 2 cards. Now, I didn't mind the skill of counterblast free to draw 2 cards because I thought it was okay. It's not too bad really if you consider it like a Carrara clone. It's counterblast 2 to draw 1. Do it again.
By 2.
4. So you just get an extra counterblast
By
spare.
2, get 1 half price.
The issue is that you need to have 4 or more rearguards with Battle Sister. Playing Fromage would force you to use a different starter from Lulu. Because if you're using Lulu, that's 1 space gone, you've only got 4 rearguard spaces left, they have to be Battle Sister. You can't have text like the Gemini in there. Lulu really kind of messes up the synergy with using Fromage, so that was another reason to take it out.
Purist.
And again, 10k, so... can't really swing on its own.
It's more the extra power it gets, isn't it? Something
Last alternative. Huh?
Does it get a power bonus? So much?
Yeah, if I have 4 more rearguards with Battle Sister, it gets 4k.
That was what was
appealing to me. So another one again.
That was what was appealing to me. But
it's only on Vanguard.
Yeah.
And the other alternative, Cookie! Yay, good old Cookie!
I know cookies.
Generic limit breaker, get 5k at limit break. When ridden, counterblast 2, draw 2 cards and discard 1. This was... my alternative. Mike wanted Coco. I kind of said that just because it was a Battle Sister, but it wasn't really much of a plus overall.
Well, the way I saw it is whatever you rode first, you're going to ride over it later on when you find Parfait. If you ride it, I know it's a Battle Sister, but because it's Cookie, it's Counterblast 2 to basically +1 Aeromo, and then you re-ride later, you're negging yourself that plus, but later on. So then it's like a break even. You've lost your counterblast. With Coco, you +2, and you still +1 when you re-ride because you're still.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that, but it was always the fact it was a Battle Sister. It just drew my attention a bit more than
it's the limit break bit that you liked. You have to have the AKB stick going Coco.
Yes, that was also true.
It's a power bonus. You're just happy sat on it, but. In a deck that pluses, I prefer to keep whatever I ride, which is why this kind of works a bit better. Because with Monica or Parfait, you just sit on it.
Pretty much. Right, moving on to combos, strengths and weaknesses. Basically, come grade 3 ride, this would kind of be your setup. You'd aim to have Parfait as your Vanguard, Omelette or Gemini behind it, so it's hitting 21 at limit break. Lulu would always go to the side, try and aim for a 12k swing behind it. And then you can go Damage Add! Nice 16 column. Counterblast the Psychic Bird, the non-Battle Sister card. Hope for something. If you get a Battle Sister, you've always got stuff like Parfait skill to Counterblast 2 to draw a card.
That's Sleep Zone.
Yeah, I know, right? At which point, you're on limit break, it's hitting 21, and then you can draw 3 cards. Damage Add skill sends the trigger back. You're back on 3. Your opponent's kind of at a loss because they're at a massive disadvantage to you now because you've just plussed from plussed and they're on high damage most likely. Obviously, worst case scenario, you're riding Monica instead, in which case Candy counterblasting up to 4 isn't that amazing unless you have the Persona Blast there already.
It's one of those cards which you just hold back until you find a
But personally, if I ever tried Monica, I try to avoid making that column, and that is basically what Coquette's there for, because I'm not really using any counterblast for Monica. I aim to use Coquette and actually make use of my counterblast and try and plus that way. which is why she's still, even though she's kind of a backup as well, she's at 4 because I still need to be able to find her for those situations where I'm not doing anything. I haven't got my parfait yet. As soon as I ride parfait, rewrite! 21, when I'm at limit break. I've got silly power and I'm going to threaten you to draw a card, etc.
Yes. Pretty much.
Thanks for the input, Mike.
But it's more when you got to explain when you use the counterblast. Because
yes.
you originally didn't really know it, but then we discussed it.
No. Yeah, you forgot. I forgot.
Oh no, and I suggest something else as well, I don't know.
Yeah, you did. Let me just get the cards because I'm totally unprepared, as always. So, okay. I am an Oracle player and I have a stupid hand like that. So I need to guard their attacks. Instead of going like 15 for Vanguard... This is really hard to do around the camera.
Don't hug the camera.
Instead of doing 15 guard against the Vanguard and having 5 cards in hand, you'd go something like 15 with full 5s on the Vanguard, and then try and use as many 5s as you can. So when your turn comes around again, you can use Parfait skill to do the counterblast and draw the extra cards at your own will, rather than waiting till your hand's depleted to that point. You deplete it yourself just by using more cards, but the same amount of guard.
Yeah, so it's insufficient guarding, but efficient at the same time.
It's not. I wouldn't say insufficient because you're still guarding the same amount.
Inefficient. Sorry, not insufficient. Inefficient. So it's what you normally see as, why the hell are you doing that? That's more cards. If they niggle you, you're gonna have to drop a 10. But
well, obviously you don't go overboard on it, but it's the point that if that option is there to you, why the hell not abuse it?
Yeah, the way we generally see Parfait skill as well is because it's a it's kind of us too when you've got 3 less in hand. Rather than forcing yourself to do that, a lot of the time it's more beneficial to wait until you're in that back foot moment of I can't really survive. And you counterblast 2, and it just because there's kind of a minimum amount in hand where you see someone and you go, I can actually push them now. They've only got like 4 in hand. 4 seems to be a nice number of kind of they can't. If you do a really big push, they can't really guard. But if they have 5, it's just that extra card. It's too much. So a lot of the time,
assuming you don't know what it is.
Yeah, a lot of the time it saves you that extra card. So you can either forcefully get it off like that, or just wait until you're low on hand. Either way, it's just it's a lovely skill. It doesn't even require on hit or anything. But if you do hit, you +1 anyway. So it's like getting 3 drive checks.
And that was my Battle Sister deck breakdown. Thank you guys for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Anything else?
No. Well, how did it perform, Aaron, at regionals?
I probably should have talked about it in the last bit, really, shouldn't we?
It's an overall thing. Go
on. Let's see. Well, I think we talked about it in the discussion, but first game I lost to 4 drive checks in a row.
No, you don't need to go that. I'm just saying how the deck performed in general. Is it?
Oh,
is it very?
Well, most of the time I actually found Parfait, so I was kind of lucky on that sense. The one time I did find Monica, I got Monica into Monica into Monica. So again, told you that was already stupid. But the majority of the time, I had a massive hand and could guard pretty much everything they did. It was very consistent. I never had it, well, except for the time I got grade locked, I never had a problem.
So we definitely saw it.
Field setup was always hitting numbers. I was efficiently using my counterblast. I was guarding properly to get my skill off prematurely, etc.
So it's a very good deck. Our worry is, I'll leave you to answer the question as blunt as possible. It was very good in this meta, but come set 13, I reckon it'll perform.
It has potential because of the sheer hand size I can get. Cross Ride, I kind of fail at, which is my worry.
I think a lot of decks say, even Revengers, I say, struggle.
I mean, I think I have a good chance against... Well, it depends. I was going to say Link, Joker and Chaos Breaker, but the triangle lock will screw me over, but I think that screws everyone over, really.
So you can't... You need to go to make a competitive build. I try and rule Link Joker out of my head. If you can survive against it, then which you can with your draw power.
I'm more worried how I'm going to go against Nobel. Oh, they wipe my field.
What are you talking about? You just draw it back.
Wipe my field? Might be able to replace it. My hand might be big enough.
Exactly.
That's the way forward. That's the way forward. Battle Sisters.
So yeah.
Okay. So thanks again for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, etc. Bloody blah. And we'll see you guys later.